roving gambler, I've gambled down in town.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow gamblers, and welcome to episode 2 of Farming for Futures, presented by the Hammer Betting Network and powered by Circa Sports. For all your gambling needs, why don't you go check over at thehammer.bet or follow the YouTube page on the Hammer HQ. I'm your host, DaCoochie, and I will be farming the fields for you all the way up until March, pouring over the weather reports, looking through the almanacs, in order to help you find the best seeds to plant to hopefully hit the money tree. Last week, we dug up some dirt and laid down some seeds on the UCL Bruins to win the national championship at 16-1. And although it's still early, the returns are good. This team has now moved to 12-1 in the market, and without a trophy, that won't mean a whole lot. Hopefully, it means you can keep watching and betting, obviously. Speaking of making bets, there's only really one place to do so if you're situated in Nevada, and that's the Circa Sports. Bet like the pros do every day at Circa Sports. You can experience big app bets, the highest limits, better money line splits, and the lowest hold percentage, all paired with amazing customer service, all of it the best in the game. Sports betting on the go truly has never been easier. So go download the app, head over to circasports.com from anywhere in Nevada, and ditch your old bookie, get a new one, get the one that's the most reputable and respected in the industry. Download circasports.com and start betting like a pro do today. So last week we talked about national championships, and this week we're going to be turning our focus over to conference championships instead. And at times in farming and in futures, sometimes the most bought seeds are the ones that still provide a little bit of value. And I think we see one of those such situations when we're looking at the ACC, because my recommendation right now is actually the betting favorite. And that's because, in my estimation, the market's not really taking into account the toughness of schedule that some of these teams have played. Most of these teams have played now almost 10 conference games, and obviously you're not going to play everyone on home or road in that time. And I think that because of that, some of the teams at the top of the ACC, like Clemson, they're a little bit overvalued. And I think that it's keeping the number on Virginia, which will be my pick today, Virginia plus 200 to win the ACC. It's keeping a little bit depressed. First and foremost, I talked about it last week, but I really value three things when it comes to college basketball. That's coaching, that's defense, that's guard play. And Virginia has these in spades. Virginia's coach, Tony Bennett, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation, and his track record kind of proves itself. He's got a share of five ACC titles since 2014. He's brought this team a national championship, and although some people will still always remember them losing to a 16 seed, this is quietly becoming one of the blue bloods of the future. Moreover, they got the guard play that I like to talk about. Kihiki Clark and Amon Franklin provide 9+ years of college basketball experience each and every time they walk out onto the floor. And with the improved shooting that Amon Franklin's had this year, I think he's really going to be a key factor in this run that they're going to go on in the ACC. Moreover, this defense, as we know, always stingent, always stellar. They're 17th in the nation per KenPom in adjusted efficiency right now. That's a number I like a lot, especially with having to go into oftentimes really tough venues in the ACC. They got the defense that can really travel. And moreover, I think the emergence of Reese Beckham really provides some value and some upside on this offense. He's shooting above 35% on the year from three-point land. That's a big improvement from last year. This team's shooting the ball a lot better. And honestly, when you look at the ACC, you see some interesting things. You see Clemson, they've yet to lose. Virginia has 2 losses, and you think, well, why are you taking Virginia? The season's starting to run down here. Well, Clemson's really not played that many tough teams in terms of road and home splits. They've got to go to Chapel Hill still. They've got to go to Cameron Indoor still. They've got to go to Virginia still. They've got to go to Pitt still. Those are all tough places to win games. And if you look at the KenPom's projected favorite and underdog situation, Clemson's going to be an underdog 5+ times in the rest of their season, while Virginia's only projected to be an underdog 1 time, and that'll be at Chapel Hill. Maybe I'm a little bit lower than on most people on the Tar Heels this season, but I don't really think that by the time that kind of game comes around, Virginia's going to be an underdog. I think they'll be a road favorite. So that's just a bevy of reasons why I think plus 200 still provides a little bit of value. Each game that Virginia wins, we're going to see this number climb down a little bit lower and lower. And once Clemson starts dropping games in the always feisty, always upset-heavy ACC, I think this number might shift pretty aggressively. That's really all I got for you today in terms of picks. I think if you want to make that bet, though, you're going to have to go to one place only in Nevada, and that's Circa Sports. Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book, and all at your fingertips every day at Circa Sports. Experience the biggest bet apps, the highest limits, the best money line splits, and the lowest hold percentage. and moreover, the best customer service in the industry. All of it's available in Nevada on the app at Circa Sports. Lose your old bookie. Go to circa.com, download the app today, and have the best betting experience all at your fingertips. And before we go, I have one more thing to add, a little shameless plug here. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. I kind of tweet about the games I'm on, about a lot of the action that's going on in college basketball. And if you've not done so, check out my newsletter. It's a free service. I print it out every morning. I just kind of give my leans, my picks for the day, and I think it's a great way to kind of get a feel for the market. I like to talk a lot about that kind of stuff. So, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to the page. Follow the homies over on the channel, and let's win some bets, fellas. Let's go farming for futures. Have a great day.
I am a roving gambler. I've gambled down in town. Wherever I see a deck of cards, I lay my money down. I gambled out in Mexico and I've gambled up in Maine. I'm going back to Georgia.